In the world of software security, there's this really important tool that's meant to keep all of us safe. But honestly, a lot of the time, it's pretty much unreadable. So, what if AI could be the translator we've all been waiting for? Today, we're going to dive into exactly that.
I mean, think about it for a second. What's really inside the apps you use every single day? It's a simple question, right? But the answer is, well, it's incredibly complex. Every app on your phone, every piece of software in your computer, it's all built from hundreds, sometimes even thousands, of different software components, all pieced together like a giant digital patchwork quilt. And the scary part? If just one of those little pieces is vulnerable, the whole thing could be at risk.
So, to get a handle on all this complexity, the security world came up with something called a Software Bill of Materials, or SBOM for short. And the idea is just brilliant in its simplicity. It's literally an ingredients list for your software. It tells you exactly what's inside any given program, which, is the absolute first step to figuring out if you're exposed to a known security flaw. And get this isn't just some good idea floating around, it's quickly becoming the law of the land. Since 2021, major governments, from the US to the EU and all the way to India, have started mandating these things. The message is crystal clear. If you want to sell software, you've got to provide that ingredient list. Okay, but here's the twist in the story. Having the ingredient list is one thing, but actually understanding the warning label on the back, that's a whole other story. And right now, for most people, that warning label is fundamentally broken.
So when a tool scans one of these SBOMs for problems, this is what it spits out. Just a wall of acronyms and numbers. You've got identifiers for vulnerabilities, scores for how bad they are, and codes for the type of weakness. Now, to a top-tier security expert, this might make perfect sense. But for literally everyone else, it might as well be written in another language.
And hey, that's not just my impression. Their research puts it bluntly. To make any sense of these reports, you need substantial security expertise. And this creates a huge bottleneck. The very people who need to fix these problems, the developers and their managers, they can't even understand the warnings in the first place. But the problem actually goes way deeper than just being hard to read. It's also about accuracy. A major study found that even the best SBOM tools were only about 17% precise. 17%! That's like having a smoke alarm that's wrong more than 80% of the time. Eventually, you just start ignoring it, right? And the result is just a mountain of noise. Here's why. These scanners, they check the entire software package for flaws, but they have no way of knowing if the vulnerable part of the code is actually being used in your specific project. This can lead to a mind-boggling 97.5% false positive rate. Teams are just drowning in alerts, which completely paralyzes any real effort to fix the actual problems. So, what we have here is a government-mandated tool that's both unreadable and wildly inaccurate. Clearly, we need a better solution. But when researchers went looking, they found a really surprising gap on the map. A huge systematic review of all the existing research came back with this stunning conclusion. Despite all the hype around AI, apparently no one had seriously tried to apply machine learning to translate these security reports. The entire field was just wide open. This table kind of shows you the key difference. See, most of the old research was focused on analyzing raw code, or maybe just trying to improve accuracy a little bit. This new approach is totally different. It's the first to use the SBOM itself to generate explanations. And, this is the important part, then test those explanations with the non-experts who need them the most. And this brings us to the really cool part, the proposed solution, an AI framework that's designed to act like a security translator, turning all that technical jargon into clear, actionable judgment. So here's how it works, broken down into 4 simple steps. First, it just reads the raw SBOM report. No surprise there. Then, it enriches that data, pulling in a bunch of extra info about each vulnerability from public databases. Third, and this is the key, it looks at the specific context of your project. Finally, it uses a large language model to generate an explanation in plain, simple English. And boom! This is the result. Look at that. On the left, you've got that cryptic, useless alert. On the right, you have the AI's translation. And it answers the only questions that really matter. What is it? Is it dangerous for me? What's the priority? And what on earth do I do next? I mean, the difference is just night and day. It transforms an indecipherable problem into a clear, solvable task. So yeah, this is a really cool technical solution for sure, but its real impact goes way beyond just helping out developers. It actually has the potential to make our entire digital world safer for everyone.
Just think about it for a sec. This kind of tool empowers the thousands of small and medium-sized businesses out there that just can't afford a dedicated security team. It helps every company actually comply with all those new global laws. By cutting through all that noise, it lets teams focus on the real threats, which seriously reduces the risk of those huge supply chain attacks we keep hearing about. And at the end of the day, it just frees up developers to do what they do best, build amazing things, instead of spending their days trying to be security detectives. So ultimately, this isn't just about a prettier user interface. It's about democratizing security knowledge. It's about building a much more resilient digital foundation where the warnings are finally clear enough for everyone to understand and act on.
Which really leaves us with one last fascinating question. As our software world gets more and more complex, more interconnected every day, tools like this aren't just going to be helpful, they're going to be essential. So is an AI that can speak both machine and human the missing link we've needed all along to finally secure our digital supply chain? It's a future that might just be closer than we think.